Eagles led 24-3. Brister on first down, gives it to Herschel Walker. Gang tackled at the 22-yard line.
Frank, that's the point that I was making earlier about Herschel Walker. If you can string him out and get him headed towards the sideline, and you've carried the ball certainly a lot more than I have in this league, making that sharp cut and going upfield is not his strong suit.
Well, if it is, he has never displayed it in 8 years. I'm waiting for it. He can do anything else, but he cannot plant that outside foot and make a sharp cut. And the whole idea defensively is to string it out, and you've got him.
Bono warming up, 2nd and 8 at the 22. Uh-oh. Romanowski with the sack. I would die to know what Seifert said at halftime.
I don't know, but when the offense starts to move the football like they have here in the second half, it's infectious, and it carries over to the defense, obviously.
Might have had something to do with those days off I promised you.
They are playing like a team possessed right now.
Well, a well-executed blitz right there. That's good work by everybody on the 49er front wall. Romanowski through the hole. Everybody's occupied. And not a stellar second half yardage-wise for the Eagles. A grand total of -24.
3rd and 22. And they flip it back to Joseph. Flag down. Joseph takes it up to the 17-yard line. Tackled by Merton Hanks.
Before the ball could be snapped, delay of game on the offense. Half a distance to the goal. It's still 3rd down.
It'll make it 3rd and 26.
Boy, when it goes, it goes. This has been about as disastrous a third quarter as a team could have for the Eagles.
Remaining. 3rd quarter. Game tied at 24 on 3rd and 26. Brister pump faking. Going deep. Batted away. Bailey, the intended receiver, and Don Griffin batted it away.
Griffin getting help from the inside. He knew that Dana Hall was going to be working inside for him. Saved to the outside. Timed it out beautifully to deflect it away.
This was a heck of a throw by Brister. This ball is there. It looks like it's right off the helmet.
Don Griffin there also.
Guy was scrambling, running. That's great arm strength by Brister.
Jeff Eagles has his kick taken by Dexter Carter at the 50. And he brings it back to the 46-yard line. That's where the 49ers will take it when we return after this message from the National Football League.
This was Super Bowl 27. Los Angeles was host to the National Football League Sports Spectacular. But even before the players took the field, NFL Charities was already creating a lasting legacy. NFL owners met with community leaders and voluntary organizations. The vision was to build an NFL youth education town. Commissioner Paul Tagliabue.
We've made a commitment to work with the young people in the community here to give them opportunities that every young child should have.
It makes me feel good to see that the National Football League and the players have chosen to get involved in South Central Los Angeles and the Compton area.
With the help of Garth Brooks and the United Way of Los Angeles, the NFL has given children more than a new youth center. They have given them a chance.
I've been working to improve my SAT scores for high school. This is something we needed in our neighborhood for a long, long time, and the NFL has given it to us.
In the National Football League, they do more than just play football. Through NFL Charities, they show people they care.
Tonight, NFL Charities announced a $50,000 grant to the Pop Warner Little Scholars Program. Pop Warner is a national youth football and cheerleading program which emphasizes academic achievement. NFL Charities was formed so that the NFL clubs could collectively make grants to worthy national causes. In recent years, NFL Charities has made grant commitments of more than $14 million. Or about half of maybe Steve Young's contract at this point. And well deserved. There he is. He's just won the passing title again, beating Troy Aikman, even though Aikman will get the start in the Pro Bowl.
No one's ever done that, interestingly enough, since they've been keeping records. And no one's ever been over 100, obviously, 3 years in a row.
He had a great line when somebody asked him if he would, how much he expected to play in the Pro Bowl, and he said, well, a lot of that depends on whether or not I decide to stay.
That's a great line.
Reference to Troy Aikman leaving early last year when Steve Young was playing in the second half.
Troy had somewhere to go.
I don't think anybody will be leaving early this year.
No. Well, they'll take it seriously.
And they better not next year.
Snap, ball start. Number 64, 5 yards, but still first down.
Ralph Tam.
Now, new quarterback, different cadence.
Just a little early promo to remind you that our Pro Bowl coverage a year from this January will begin at 5 o'clock Eastern.
We think.
I think it's actually it's going to be in January or February.
Well, whatever. February's up.
February, I think.
Details.
First and 15 from the 49-yard line. Jerry Rice has caught 5 balls tonight, 3 more, and he'll be at 100. Ricky Waters out of bounds at the 48. You know, I mentioned before that Seifert was very aware of where Young was. He told us last night he had his coaches telling him from time to time where Steve Young stood in that pass rating department. He said there are certain things I'd like to see our guys get. He got 1 for Young. I think he'd like to also see Rice get 100 receptions. He'll need 3. And if he can, you know, Ricky Waters to get over 1,000 yards, that's a little dubious at this point.
He'd like to win the game, too, I think.
Yep.
He would like to head into the playoffs feeling good about this club. Better than he feels now.
2nd and 12, and the pass intended for Jones is intercepted by Byron Evans. A big night for Byron. Ran a fumble back for a touchdown and intercepts one here at the 31-yard line.
Byron Evans, we talked about earlier, had a broken arm and missed about 6 weeks of play. Britt Hager filled in for him, but Byron Evans is one of the fine middle linebackers around. He's tough to replace, one of those many injuries that hurt the Eagles early on, and this time Bono just a little behind his intended receiver.
Well,
Brent Jones.
Jones was never open.
Never.
No, there's no way you're going to complete that pass to Brent Jones. He was never open on the play, as Evans was between Bono and Jones the entire way.
Eagles at their own 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Brister nearly sacked. Floats one. Joseph makes the catch. He's inside the 30. Tackled at the 21.
Oh, what a play by Brister.
Dennis Brown flushed him out, nearly sacked him, and then he floats one into the arms of Joseph for a big gain, 48 yards.
I think every player on the front 4 of the 49ers had his shot at Bubby Brister, and this is just strictly what he does, maybe better than anything else, staying alive.
Now watch him direct traffic here. Telling Joseph, move on downfield, and there is Joseph. Watch him cover up the football, too.
That was a well-thrown ball, too. Never had to break stride.
1st and 10 from the 21. Backside screen to Herschel Walker. Inside the 10. Herschel Walker for the touchdown.
What a well-designed play. A fake screen to the right. 49ers went for it all the way. Brister with a terrific fake. And then back across the field to Herschel Walker.
Boy,
nice work, Rich.
He just runs right through the tackle of Merton Hanks.
What a fine series by Brister.
And how quickly this place got quiet.
Take a look at that again. Look at the little fake screen to the right. Now back to the other side. Walker with a good fake on that block. Picks up the one-man screen. Gets a good block.
Ruzek for the point after Walker gets into the end zone for the 4th time this season.
Alstom out in front of that screen with a good effort.
Herschel this year 1 rushing touchdown and 3 through the air.
You are not going to get Herschel Walker to the ground by grabbing him up around that 3 and the 4. He is one of the most naturally strong human beings that has ever carried a football in the National Football League. If you have ever spent any time around this guy in any of his other related activities, you know that this is one of the most versatile athletes that has ever walked on any field of competition.
People probably forgotten he was a world-class sprinter back in his days at Georgia.
I've spent some time with Herschel at some of the different Superstars competitions. When you see him in a kayak or riding a bike or any obstacle course, it doesn't matter what the athletic competition. He goes as the favorite into virtually every event in which he competes.
Not only just the athletic skill, but the intensity that he brings to everything he does.
That's the one thing the Eagles didn't know until they went to talk to him when he was a free agent.
Right. And Al and Frank, I'll be the first to admit, I'm one of the people, when I saw him in Minnesota, I thought his career was over. Remember the night we had the Vikings on a Monday night game against the Eagles and Herschel returning kickoffs? I thought this was a player who was finished.
We were embarrassed for him that night.
Well said, Frank. I couldn't agree more. And now it's gotten to the point where I think all of us are immensely proud of the way he's come back. Not just to be an average player, but to be a quality player in this league.
Ruzek's kick, fielded by Dexter Carter. Out to the 31-yard line, and as we mentioned before, I think being appreciated now more than ever, because he came in with such high expectations, did Walker, after his years in the United States Football League and the Heisman Trophy winner at Georgia. And then, of course, you know, he's thought about in terms of helping Dallas win the Super Bowl when he got traded, and Dallas was able to cash in, and everybody, as Dan said, thought he was done at Minnesota, and now revitalized, and there are his numbers on the night.
Well, it isn't often nowadays that you lead your team in receiving and rushing.
First down from the 31-yard line. Ricky Waters picks up close to 5, takes it out to the 36.
Herschel Walker, if he took his USFL touchdowns and his NFL touchdowns, would have more than Jimmy Brown. He'd be 133. I'm being told from the truck. I'm not that smart.
61 in the USFL. Not that we're really going to combine these things, because obviously the level of competition was a little different, but he'd have a lot more in the NFL had he gone to the NFL instead of spending 3 years with the Generals.
Regardless of the league, that's a lot of trips to the end zone. And we've talked before about Warren Moon and his combined passing yardage between the CFL and the NFL.
Jerry Rice, the intended receiver that would have been his 6th grab, instead it's an incomplete pass, 3rd down and 6.
But you seeing Bono when he nodded to the sideline, that was a bad read on his part. That could have been picked off too.
What, do we have logos all over the face shields now?
Yeah, I don't know. Not very attractive.
No. I'm not following that leader.
Eric Allen, who's already returned 4 interceptions for touchdowns this season, had his eyes set on that one.
Al, you are our leader.
If you believe that. 3rd down and 6. Here's Brent Jones, and he fumbles. Billy's got it at the 40. Byron Evans dislodged the football. So Evans has a fumble recovery, an interception, and a forced fumble, and Andy Harmon recovered it.
He does make things happen. He's not all that big. He's 6'2", 235 pounds, but he is the leader of this defense.
And he put all 6 feet 2 inches and all 235 pounds right on the football. Look at this form tackle as he puts the helmet right on the ball, and that's going to come out almost every. That was a direct hit. That was a bullseye on the football by Byron Evans.
2:46 to go, 3rd quarter, 31-24, Eagles. Rester going for 6, but out of bounds is Victor Bailey. Covered by Merton Hanks.
You know, Victor Bailey is a rookie who comes into tonight's game with 40 catches, who really, if it wasn't for the injury to Fred Barnett, really wouldn't have gotten much in the way of quality playing time for the Eagles. And Here's a guy who's really had a chance to gain a lot of invaluable experience. There's Barnett on the sidelines, and what a fine